1. Yen. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bangla's Bangla, okay, Bangla's is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, quack sounds vaguely like Holdun and the hok in Holdun in Korean or Waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. Buenese. Proteine. Udros. Protoculo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Leave. Monsieur.
See.
Livre. Liwe, livre.
맞아요. Yeah. Sí. Eso que. 맞아요. 그렇지. Inter. Почки. Ah. Sí.
Oedden coginio panas.
Hakab. Hefed. 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 Hek. 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 Mwalimu.
This is Arabic. And it's from Mu'allim.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Oh, things speak cat sounds. Meow and the pictures of the fish. That's they were proud.
Söpe. Pupu. Yrittävät. Uraista. Omena.
Are in the city center. And it's got some interesting aspects to it.
여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까?
Countries for living things.
兄の名前は
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Benedese had a beautiful lucky day. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squab, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Man. Yen. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Okay, Bambas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack. And here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, quack sounds vaguely like Hogun and the hok in Hogun in Korean or Waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. Buenese. Proteine. Udros. Protopulo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Liv.
Monsieur.
See.
Livre. Liwe livla. Majaye. Yeah. Si. Isopi. Majaye. Proč? Inter. Počkej. A. Si.
Oilen coginio panas.
Hakab. Hefad. 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 Haq. 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 Mwalimu.
This is Arabic. And it's from Mu'allim.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Oh, thanks to cat sons. Meow and the pictures of the fish. That's they were proud.
serpent, kupu, yrittävät, uraista, omena,
Are in the city center. And it's got some interesting aspects to it.
여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까?
Countries or living things.
兄の名前は
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek! We're doing Greek when we get back. Hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. Hope you had a good New Year and good holidays in general. We are now back to our normal streaming schedule and we're gonna talk about languages and stuff, and we're gonna play some Oxygen Not Included. At the moment, I'm messing around with the sandbox method on this world where I'm on cycle 380, just to get a better understanding of how the tech works. It's all a bit of a mess. My food situation is fairly unimpressive at the moment. And let's just make sure, have I got, yeah. Okay, my microphone is in fact doing what it ought to be. Okay, so this is one of my latest attempted creations, if I can find it in here. It's meant to be an attempt at a SPOM, a self-powered oxygen machine. Sauerstofferzeuger mit selbstständiger Stromversorgung. My duplicants are at the moment having issues. That's my coal situation. Have this in sandbox mode because I'm just trying to understand a bit more about how all this tech works. Okay, what just happened? Hell. Just had a pipe break. That's been happening a bit. Yeah, it lost a few. And actually, I think I've got a couple of them lying around still. And I think I have some extra tasteful memorials. This is macabre as hell, I know. To be supplying them. In advance, but what are you gonna do? One of the things I'm messing around with here is cooling. None of my crops are growing. That's not great. Part of the reason my crops aren't growing is that I haven't got cooling sorted out. Well, actually, wait a second. Body temperature isn't too bad. Let's see what happens if we switch on max priority, get that fertilization working again. Maybe we can sort that out. Oh, what just happened now? Somebody's suffocating. Okay, that's not good. Okay, I need my oxygen overlay. Oh, that's really ungood. Okay. So, move to... Oh, hell. There we go, that's another one. One thing that clearly needs to happen here. Need to get that oxygen situation improved. The problem there was actually more than anything. It is just too far, the oxygen supply at the moment is too far away. Well, okay. Part of that comes down to the fact that these generators are not on. Get them on. Dann müsste eigentlich die Sauerstoffversorgung ein bisschen besser klappen. Erst einmal müssen sie aber eingeschaltet werden und dazu müssen sie auch mit Kohle versorgt werden. Und haben sie aber keine. Und das ist eher sauerstoffmäßig problematisch. Ich habe ja Sauerstofferzeuger hier unten. Blöderweise aber überhitzt.
So, ich hatte das eigentlich durch. Moment. Ah, nee, warte mal. Mäßig. Ah, nee. Auch noch wiederherstellen. Immerhin was. Aber wann kriege ich dort? Ist hier irgendwie. Nee. Das ist prioritär. Prioritäten ja bei ein. Verrecken die mir alle. Solange kein Sauerstoff da ist. Ah, scheiße, noch einer. Schickt mir noch einer. Ist der Sauerstoff. Also. Hier. So. Okay. Kann immerhin geatmet werden. Oh, und jetzt kotzt sie auch noch. Ah, schön. Jetzt mal so. Arbeitsschutzmäßig ist das ja kein besonders gelungener Arbeitsplatz, den ich hier. Ah, das ist nett. Trotz mir die Bude voll. A ver, ¿cómo voy a poder? ¿Cómo voy a poder con esta weá? Parece que no encuentran el carbón. No sé. No sé, po. Pronto vamos. Pronto lo vamos a saber. El primer problema que tenemos es la falta de carbón. La falta de carbón es lo que produce el problema de, bueno, oxigenación que tenemos. Que si, bueno, estos aparatos de generación no están produciendo electricidad, quiere decir que mi generadora de oxígeno tampoco lo están haciendo. Bueno, tampoco están generando oxígeno. Y si esas weas no están generando oxígeno, quiere decir que, bueno, que cagamos. Y lo, bueno. En Devon. Ahora, computadores. Pero menos mal que no hay gente destructora. Eso lo he evitado porque cuando llegamos a un momento así, donde 3 llega como al máximo, llega a 100%, quiere decir que, bueno, si tenemos gente, bueno, destructiva, esos hueones van a cagarme, bueno, toda la instalación. Bueno, bueno, en este momento comida tenemos. El problema que seguimos teniendo como un bucle. ¿El bucle dónde se encuentra? Es decir, que tenemos como fuente de alimentación bueno, en los dos lados del sistema. Ah, sí, por fin tenemos un poco de generación. Están funcionando estos dos aparatos. Bueno, un poco. Al... Ah, chucha. Ahora qué pasa. Una wea que necesitamos. Ah, sí. El oxígeno está mejorando. Huevón, ¿dónde estáis? Supone que alguien lo va a llevar a la cama, weón. Dante culiao, huevones. Útiles, weón. $19 para que se muera, weón. Falta 19 segundos y no viene nadie. ¿Que no vienen? A ver, cambiamos un poco las prioridades. Ahora tal vez venga alguien. Capaz no se muere este weón. No, se murió. Estamos cagando. Estamos cagando. Fuente de gas. Faltan 25,9 ciclos. En este caso. You know, I think we're going to just save this and start over. Main menu. Cute hair. Yes, I think we've reached the point of no return. New game. Okay, no sweet. Standard. Start. Okay. What have we got? Suit wearing and supplying decoration. Okay. Allergies and destructive. That is not a great combination. I'm gonna reroll there. Farming, tidying, operating, increased excavation, like that. Binge eater, yodeler. Digging, tidying, operating, electrical engineer. Good. Okay, that's a start. Yes. Oh, we got tons of water. Start some... Yes, no outhouse built. Now, one thing about comprehensible input, and that's an important thing to know about how it works, is that it's very much sort of recursive. One thing leads to another. You have, I mean, I haven't done the math, but it seems to me in a way it's an exponential development. Okay, let's look at this here. This digging is kind of a neat analogy. This is an unreachable dig. Well, let's use this one. This is an unreachable dig. Now it isn't. I mean, and because this bit has been dug up. And it's very similar when you're doing, like, extensive reading, when you're reading target language materials that you understand at least some of, and then you start to understand more of. Because what happens is that when you when you pick up a word or a structure or an expression or whatever that you didn't previously have, all of a sudden that's going to help you make sense out of all sorts of other things that you don't understand yet, because it's going to show up in all sorts of other places where maybe you're just kind of barely on the verge of understanding it, but now you have this one bit, and now it can, you know, once you have that, suddenly it becomes easier to make sense out of all the other things that you don't quite understand. Everything leads to something else, just like this digging. Okay, for now, let's set up. Set up a basic bog. Get some areas set up here. Diagnostic. I want battery, I want beds, I want breathability. Prompts. And ball. Disable disinfect because it's apparently pointless. Okay. Now at the moment we've got a little problem in the sense that we don't actually have a source of water. We have all this water that's going to come together. Moment of breathability is kind of okay. Okay. Water source. Speed this up a little. Wait, oh. Oh, we've already got some sort of artifact here. What's this, an AND gate? Another AND gate. This is an area of the game that I really don't quite understand. And apparently there's a battery that has power. Also need some bids. Oh, hell. You buggered up my water. Fortunately, they don't have to drink this. Oh, I see the problem. Early on, the priorities are so much easier to manage. They just do the things you tell them to. Okay. Now is the part where I experiment with the tech. First of all, let's just... See what I've got here. Although I am missing a power source. Let's see how this automation works. While I'm experimenting with the tech, I'm going to give them a very nice place to live. The official bed of Kopf. Okay, breathability's still okay. Printable. Blossom seed. Now we'll set up these. Okay. Beginning to take shape. Okay, what's going on? Oh, hell. Getting some entombment problems, that's not great. And as a result, my dupes are pissing all over the place. Also not a good result. assign any skill points. Yes, like there we go. Hard digging. Life just got a little bit easier. A little bit, we're going to change some gears. Start looking at a bit of languagey content. Okay, sweep only, all sub. Algae. Setting. Help to actually make it reachable. Fließen. Es wird fließen. Dann Affen. Oh. Naja, so ne. Aber wie kann das eigentlich sein? Amén. Okay. I'm going to take a bit of a bio break now. I'll be shortly. Let's find my OPS window.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is sword, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Come on. Yeah. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba, okay, Bambas is ducks. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack. And here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, but sounds vaguely like Hogun and the hok in Hogun in Korean or waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah. Are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cocine da boy. Posso milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Protocolo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Monsieur.
See.
Livre. Liwe, livre.
Maciej.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sí. Wysoki. Maciej. Proč? Inte. Počkej. A. Sí.
Oedden coginio panas.
Jacob. Hefed. 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 حق حق معلم
This is Arabic. And it's from Mu'allim.
Juma ni mwalimu ke.
Oh, things do cat signs. Meow and the pictures of the fish. That's they were proud.
Sööpel. Kupu. Yrittävät. Uraista. Omena.
Are in the city center.
Okay, and I am back. And I have to say, I'm kind of curious about this video here. I saw in my recommendations today. The Spanish phrase they teach but native speakers avoid. The reason I'm kind of curious about this is that native speakers of Spanish is a very broad category. There's all sorts of Spanish being spoken in the world. So I'm kind of curious what phrase this is and whether it is in fact true that it is universally avoided by native speakers.
I've never heard it. Here it is, folks. And
This is Guru
in today's
Paul's
video, I'm going to be
Spanish.
going off on a rant a little bit.
Okay, I like rants. I like rants if they're in higher resolution too. Let's see if we can give this guy his due. Yes. Oh, crisp outlines and everything. Okay, let's see.
I'm going to be talking about a certain Spanish construction that is constantly taught in a particular way, but I've never heard a native Spanish speaker ever use it in that way.
Okay.
Ever. And keep in mind, I have spoken Spanish for a very long time. I've traveled throughout the Spanish-speaking world. I married a Colombian. I lived in a Spanish-speaking country for many years and never heard it. Here it is, folks. And I know you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about when you hear it. Using me gustaría to order in a restaurant. For example, me gustaría una hamburguesa. I would like a hamburger. Obviously, me gustaría is Spanish.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to tend to agree. I would generally tend to say quisiera. I mean, there are situations in which maybe you'd use that, but I tend to agree here so far.
But this usage to use it in a restaurant, I've never heard a native Spanish speaker do this ever. Not a single time. Now, I will hear it from non-native speakers. In fact, non-native speakers whose first language is English
So we can actually see this guy.
they love this one.
Me gustaría el pulpo y una margarita, por favor.
Never heard a native Spanish speaker do it. The reason many English speakers will do it when speaking Spanish is because it is a very literal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is literally just what we would say in English, isn't it? Just getting these power lines. and to see if I've got this automation thing working properly.
Translation from English. In English, that's how we order a lot of times. I would like the steak, I would like the salad. So we're just literally translated. Me gustaría la carne, me gustaría la ensalada.
Yeah.
But that doesn't translate literally over into Spanish. That's a difficult part about learning another language, is to get away from literal translations, especially when you're talking about culture and what's considered polite.
Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely right here. I mean, what you should really... The thing that is actually kind of hard to do a lot of the time for people is to sort of take the language as you find it. Because there's a tendency to go with what you feel confident about. And what you feel confident about is how you say this in your native language, or the closest language to your target language that you speak fluently, that you speak really confidently. And so you'll just go with that. You kind of know that this is the thing that you would say, and so you say that and sort of block out what might actually be the more commonly accepted thing. And with Spanish, this is really important. With Spanish especially, because Spanish is a language with a huge amount of regional variation. Like, he's saying he married a Colombian. Well, Colombia, it has a very specific way of speaking Spanish that, in many respects, would not be the common way of speaking it anywhere else in the Spanish-speaking world. It does a lot of very much, very specific things. I mean, some regional Caribbean things, like saying vaina for, like, thing. But it also, like, uses usted way more than other languages do. I mean, other regional, Spanish variants do. So, I mean, taking it as you find it is very key. Like, listen, you go to a restaurant with, like, speakers of your target language, and it's a restaurant where people are interacting in your target language. Listen to how they're doing it.
Or what's considered the custom, say in this case, when ordering at a restaurant. Because I'm going to tell you, it is not saying me gustaría and asking for the food item. It just isn't. I have no idea why they keep teaching this. For you folks who are learning Spanish, you might be a little dismayed or upset to hear me say this, because chances are you've been ordering this way. You've been saying me gustaría some food item at a restaurant, and you've gotten the food item. But next time you do that, if you're in a Spanish-speaking country particularly, listen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you hearing it anywhere else? All right? I'm going to help you break out of this. Let's try to segue into something that sounds more natural, all right? Some common ways you will hear native speakers ask for something is not to use the conditional tense, which is what me gustaría is, but actually to use the present tense, but to put it in the question form. That makes it sound, less harsh, less like an order. So you will hear people order a salad like, me da un...
Yeah, me da, me trae, or quisiera.
Ensalada, or me trae una ensalada. That's in the formal. You may hear these in the informal. Me das una ensalada,
Sí.
me traes una ensalada.
Es cierto, cierto lo
Again,
que dice.
they're still phrased basically the same. Dar means to give, traer means to bring. Literally translating these, again, they would sound odd. It'd be like, you give me a salad? You bring me a salad? In English, wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's why I guess
mean,
we
in
have
English,
trouble,
it would sound
wrapping
pretty
our heads
abrupt,
around
actually.
it. But it's not helping the situation that these books and videos are somehow putting this up as an option. Because, us native English speakers are like, I like that me gustaría one. Another way that people commonly order is just
it's what
with
you're comfortable
quiero,
with.
I want. Quiero una ensalada y una chuleta de cerdo. I want a salad and a pork chop. That's it. Now I know that sounds a little harsh in English, but we're not speaking English, folks, all right? Another option is to not use a verb at all. They come around to you, look at the menu, and you're just like, tres tacos de cerdo. Or you could...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's totally right. I mean, that is much more common. In fact, that works in a lot of languages, actually. I mean, you can do it in English, too, and maybe it sounds a little bit more abrupt. But you can just say, un americano fuerte, fuerte, a la avena, y un agua con gas, por favor. And you just say the thing, and then you say please. And you're cool. I mean, yeah... That is just totally normal, and it's actually, the cool thing is it's fewer words to remember as well. Like, I mean, especially, like, if I'm ordering coffee, I'm not in very social mode to begin with. That is, like, before I'm able to really interact with people in any language. So, the fewer words, the better. And if you just say that, so you can just say the thing and then say please. And, I mean, like, same thing with, like, you wouldn't do this in Japanese. You wouldn't use an expression that means, like, I would like the thing. What you'd really say is, like, the thing and please. Like, americano ippai onegai shimasu. Something like that.
Preface it with,
onegai.
para mí. Para mí, tres tacos de cerdo.
Yeah.
For me, 3 pork
totalmente
tacos.
correcto.
All right? It's that easy. I think this video's turned
simple.
more into like a Spanish intervention. Because I already know some people are looking at this goes, Paul's up. He's wrong. He's got to be wrong about this.
Yeah, I mean, this is... What he's saying here, this is true in all sorts of languages. I mean, what he's saying, not the specific thing. But this is a problem, I mean, and it's not just English speakers, it's people learning languages. Because people tend to do what we're comfortable with. We know for sure that this means this thing. So we say it. So, we know that I would like, which is the way we would order in English, is me gustaría. But, we do not, but that's not necessarily the way anyone else orders. Or does whatever the thing is. I mean, this is why it's really a matter of observing. To a great extent. How are other people ordering? How are other people doing the thing that you're asking for? Yeah, and with Spanish, for example, you really need to pay attention to the country you're in. Not with this one so much. This one, you're fine everywhere. This really is... I can't think of a region where I have heard something where I have not heard this. And that's not to say that I've been to all sorts of... That I've been to, like, every Spanish-speaking region, but... I don't know of one where specifically this would be inadvisable, the way that he's suggesting, like, me trae, me da, or just thing, por favor. But, I mean, this is the same thing, and this is, in fact, when you get into languages where the way of speaking is really, really different to the way English does it, where the way expressions are formed is really different to how English does it, like Japanese or Korean, then it's even more important not to be trying to translate in your head and trying to just sort of take the language as you find it. Listen to how people are saying the thing that you're trying to say, or variations on it that you can plug other things into. That was very good advice. This is, I'm gonna just drop this link into chat. This is Kuru, or Kro? I don't know how he pronounces that. But I'm dropping the link in chat. Definitely seems like, I mean, just on the strength of that one, I would say somebody worth subscribing to, so I'm gonna do that. Probably got other good advice. I mean, that's one thing I try to do on here. Try to point people out who actually are giving the good advice. And also sometimes the ones that aren't doing so much of that. They were doing the advice, they're doing a bad advice. But this guy seems to, I mean, like, on the strength of that one video, I say, not bad.
Hey everybody, Kuru Paul here. Welcome to the
Oh,
channel.
Kiru, that's how
today's-
it says it. Okay, Kiru. That feels like the sort of name I would have expected him to be Australian with that, because Aru is a kangaroo. Also, the last time I saw somebody with something potentially Australian in the name, who, yeah, looked very similar to this guy, was that Kanguro English guy who had the really bad take on comprehensible input. That was good. That was very good. Let me see. We've done this, so we don't need to do it again. 英語が嫌いあなたへ。日本語の森。Okay. Gonna switch gears. Gonna look at something Japanese related. This is for people who don't like keigo. Keigo, if you aren't familiar with Japanese, that's highly polite language. It's used in all sorts of contexts. It is very important to know it. If you don't know it, it's going to cause awkwardness. Okay, これを見てみよう。ああ、ゆか先生。これはゆか先生ですよね。日本語の森のゆか先生。見たことないけど。うん。
先生、お菓子食べますか？お菓子。じゃあもらおうかな。次の授業何時からですか？ちょっとお菓子食べながら話しましょうよ。
Okay, so far I've not. This is another channel I've never seen before. Liking it. I mean, this is, for one thing. I mean, you have some very digestible, comprehensible input, just straight up. Like, I mean, you need to know the writing system, obviously, to engage with the subtitles, but the subtitles are good here. ちょっとお菓子食べながら話しましょうよ. With the furigana here, just for people who are not all that flesh on the kanji yet. I mean, so far, really good. I'm liking this. So. And, I mean, you gotta like the pageantry. You gotta like the production values. Special effects. I mean, really legible font here, too. Liking it.
授業は10時からだけど、準備があるからな。ごめんね。ちょっとだけいいじゃないですか。ね。
And also, another thing I like about this, very expressive. Very expressive. I mean, for a comprehensible, this is very good though. The overacting is actually good because it helps you actually understand exactly what's going on. If you don't necessarily like, ちょっとだけいいじゃないですか. Like, even if you don't understand what's going on with this phrase, which means just a little bit, but literally means a little bit, only a little bit is good, no? Which does not automatically translate, to a non-native speaker as meaning, oh, just a little be okay, surely. But that's what she's saying. But because of this sort of overacting she's doing, which very cute. I'm charmed. Yeah, it really is a very helpful thing here. This is also why, actually, like, kids programming is often quite good if you're for, like, the beginning language learner to try to get into that comprehensible input, because there's a lot of overacting there.
いいでしょ？いや皆さんこんにちは。日本語の森のゆかです。今の会話どうでしたか？学生がゆか先生に話しかけていましたね。
ちょっと失礼な話し方だったのね。
ちょっと失礼かなと思いましたか？
そうは言えてる。
学生の日本語の使い方は正しいですね。文法の間違いもないです。
いや、ネイティブ的な話し方なんだけど、でも、上も下もない、世界観ですよね。
でも、目上の人に話す話し方としては、ちょっと失礼ですね。じゃあ、どこをどう直せば丁寧な言い方になるのか、一緒に見ていきましょう。
Okay, so それはですね。Well, no, I'm gonna just break this down in English to people who are really just beginning. First of all, I'm liking. I have to say, I'm really liking this. This is a channel that I think I would recommend for Japanese learners, especially if they've, even if you're all really at the beginning of it, because you've got the writing system here. It is linking up directly. She is very accurately transcribing what she's saying. She's got all the furigana here, so you don't have to worry if you don't know the kanji. And even if you don't understand a word of this, you're getting the rhythm. You're getting the rhythm. And if you are understanding enough of this to make sense out of it and follow along, she's going to take the sentiments that were expressed by the student in what was not a particularly polite sort of a way, to be addressing one's teacher in Japanese, and she's going to be explaining how that actually ought to work, how what would be a more sort of well-mannered way of saying it. So, okay, I'm liking this. 本当にいいね、このビデオ。
OK では会話最初から見てみましょう。あ、ゆか先生、お菓子食べますか？お菓子。はい。
本当に単元直入な話し方ですね。お菓子はいかがですかとか、お菓子お召し上がりになりますかとか、そういう話し方もあるけどね。
早速失礼ですね。先生にはね、まず挨拶しましょう。おはようございますとか、こんにちはとか、挨拶が必要ですね。それからお菓子食べますかと聞いているんですが、これももう少し丁寧に言うことができますね。お菓子食べますかの尊敬語は、お菓子召し上がりますかですよ。
それも単元直入な言い方なんですけどね。お菓子はいかがですかとか、そういうそれも日本語を習ってる人にとってはより短いから簡単でいいという方針なんだけど、お菓子はいかがですかとか、そういえばその申し入れ、そのオファーは通じることになるし、その方が丁寧だと言えますよね。
よね。先生、お菓子召し上がりますかとか、お菓子はいかがですかという聞き方がもっと丁寧です。
Yeah, I mean, and what I'm liking about this, she's explaining this all in Japanese. And all of it, I mean, you got great visuals here. You've got great visuals, the scene, the way it's acted out. You can follow this along. You can follow along with this pretty well, even if you probably don't understand, even if there are words you don't understand. I mean, okay, I'm really liking this. And I mean, it's just, I mean, the design is good, the visuals are good. This is well done. This is like, as videos go for learning Japanese, this is one that I would definitely recommend.
じゃあ次行ってみましょう。じゃあもらおうかな。次の授業何時からですか？ちょっとお菓子食べながら話しましょうよ。
I mean, you gotta love this. I'm realizing I was watching one of my other streams, and I'm like indicating stuff with the mouse cursor, and I did not entirely realize that the mouse cursor, the way it is displaying on my screen, it is not displaying that way on the stream. I'm indicating the cool thing that's going on with the eyes here. I like that.
話しましょうよという誘い方ももう少し丁寧に言うことができますね。強く誘う言い方は目上の人に対しては少し失礼な印象になってしまいます。 だからお話できませんかみたいに少し遠慮しながら聞くともっといいと思います。
うん。いや、質問として、言えば、より丁寧になりますよ。それは、それは、ゆか先生、これは、ゆか先生ですか？私は知らん。この人、この人が言ってることですよね。質問としての言い方は、より丁寧というのが原則です。
じゃあ次いきますね。授業は10時からだけど準備があるからな。ごめんね。ちょっとだけいいじゃないですか。ね。
ちょっとだけいいじゃないですかって。
ね、いいでしょ
Yeah, I mean, see, again, the overacting, I think, really helps. It's a great way to make this more understandable to somebody who is not necessarily following along with the words that are being said. And it really communicates exactly how this sounds, like, in Japanese, because, this entire way of it's, like, really in your face, and really, like, you kind of want to smack the person. It's like, are you, did you, like, snort Adderall or something? You want to sort of, there's a deflation that clearly is needed, or something like that. It really gets across the way this is coming over, which is one of the things you really have to adapt to. I mean, in Japanese definitely, but in languages in general, because what you're trying to do is understand the vibe of the thing you're saying. That is a really key thing when you're learning any language. And with Japanese, vibe control is a very complicated affair. And this, the vibe here is very insistent. It's actually annoying as hell.
これも強く言い過ぎていて失礼ですね。話したい気持ちはすごくわかるので可愛いんですけど、も
う可愛い。
もう少し遠慮しながら聞いた方がいいと思います。例えば、少しだけでも難しいですかという聞き方もいいですね。難しいはできないと同じ意味なので、少しだけでも話すことができないですかとすごく遠慮しながら丁寧に聞く聞き方になります。少しだけでも難しいですか？こんな感じがいいと思います。OK、じゃあ今言ったところを直してもう少し素敵な言い方でゆか先生に話しかけてみましょ
う。This is good. So she's explained this. She's already given an explanation, and if you have, like, I would say sort of intermediate level Japanese, I guess, is you're going to understand, you're going to get the gist of this at the very least. But just in case, we're going to actually, she's going to act it out again. Okay, I mean, I'm really liking this. I think this is very well done.
Yuka 先生、おはようございます。
頭を下げて。
おはようございます。友達からお土産ですごく美味しいお菓子をもらったんですけど、ゆか先生も召し上がりますか？
Yeah, and notice, I mean, what she's done here, the difference is also she's offered this sort of introductory thing. It isn't just, there's candy. It's, okay, so I got some really nice sweets from my mate. Would you like some?
いいの？美味しそう。ありがとう。ゆか先生、今ってお話できませんか？少し一緒にお話ししたいんですが。これから授業があるからな。少しだけでも難しいですか？10分くらいなら大丈夫だよ。
Yeah, and notice, I mean, I like how she actually changes the acting a bit, because it is all more low-key. Because, I mean, where you have to, especially like English speakers, often, like, for Japanese standards, native English speakers are often just dialed up to like 11 in terms of the sort of interaction style, and it is one thing you really have to get used to. I mean, this is, again, it's what I would call vibe control. And the way and a big part of how you do, adjust your vibe when you're learning a language is just observing. Just notice how people are, notice how people who are used to the language are doing it. And notice, and just, observing their reactions. It's very much, so because sometimes you might want to come off in an annoying and direct and, like, dialed up to 11 way that may be the goal. But if that's not the goal, you need to know how not to come off that way.
本当ですか？やったー。
もう考え直してるけど。
はい、うまく敬語を使って話すことができましたね。素晴らしいです。敬語を勉強してもなかなかうまく話すことができないという人はたくさんいると思います。
慣れる必要があるから。敬語を覚えてるだけで、敬語の使い道はわからないということは結構あるんですよね。
そんなあなたにぴったりの本がこちらです。
教えてゆか先生、気持ちが伝わる敬語。OK。Interesting。
宣伝です。私、2冊目の本を書きました。じゃーんじゃーん。かわいいですね。教えてゆか先生、気持ちが伝わる敬語という本です。
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing, she speaks very clearly as well. Like, you can, I mean, if you follow, you can follow along and sort of repeat after her. And if you repeat after her, you're try to speak exactly the way she does. You're gonna get the pitch accent in there too. 伝わる. So I mean, this is a good channel. I'm liking this. This is definitely recommendable. I don't know about the books. I've never heard of her at all. But until now. 悪いけどね。聞いたことないけどね。でも本当におすすめするチャンネルだと思います。
したみたいに日常生活の中でよくある場面の会話を元にして残念な言い方と素敵な言い方を紹介している本です。楽しく敬語が勉強できる。
Because what she's saying, if you're not following this, it's set up for this one about keigo, about polite language, like the sort of cringe way of speaking versus the more polished way of speaking. And the title, 気持ちが伝わる敬語. So this is keigo that gets what you're trying to say across. Is the goal. I mean, I don't know. It might. I've never seen the book, but I mean, the style sounds pretty good. So it's like, here's the cringe way of saying it that you might be doing, and here's the way that might actually be getting across what you're trying to say, and also not be cringe. Cool. I like it.
できる本になっているので、ぜひ読んでみてください。ちなみに1冊目がこれですね。会話の本で。2冊目が敬語の本です。日本全国の本屋さんと Amazon で買うこともできます。電子書籍もあります。皆さんぜひ買って読んでみて感想を聞かせてください。頑張って書いたのでみんな買ってくださいね。少しでもみんなのあまり好きではない敬語の勉強の助けになる本になればいいなと思っています。
Yes, I mean, what she's reacted to also in the title is that a lot of people find keigo to be a pain in the ass. They don't understand what the point of it is. And, I mean, that's the thing. The trick with languages is that it's a tool. I mean, every bit of it is a tool. It has a purpose. You might not immediately see what the purpose is. I mean, that's where observation and, lots and lots of input comes in, because then you can start to understand, oh, this is what that's good for. You know, this is what this is useful for. And as you understand what it's actually good for, then it is much easier to, you can see the point of it.
皆さんからの感想をお待ちしておりますので、ぜひ読んでみてください。ではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。じゃあねー。バイバイ。みんな。立てよ。可愛いから。見て見て。可愛いよ。じゃあねー。
Yeah, okay. That is Nihongo no Mori, and I'm just gonna drop that link in chat as well. Definitely, it looks recommendable to me. Now I'm curious. Okay, speak Georgian. This is a language that is one of my current projects. Let's see what we're doing here.
Hi everyone, Kamarjobam. In today's video, I will offer you a text about a girl who has a family, and I will be using a lot of words from the previous class, which was about the verb to have. Also, there will be the words for the family members, so I think it will be a good practice for you if you want to make your vocabulary better and if you want to practice in reading. Also, this is the way to see how the sentences are composed, how the sentences can be connected to each other. And I'm not gonna lose the time, I'm just gonna read it slowly first. I will translate everything in English, and after this I will read again everything with a normal speed. Okay, so we can start. Salami. Mevar nuca saladze. 27 წლის და დღეს საუბრობ ჩემს ოჯახზე.
Okay, yeah. Gavige. Saobrov Chems Ojakse.
Hello, I am Nuta Saladze, 27 years old, and today I'm talking about my family. I will repeat each sentence twice. Salami, მე ვარ ნუცა სალაძე, 27 წლის და დღეს საუბრობ ჩემს ოჯახზე.
Interesting.
So,
that is a way of saying hello that I did not know. I mean, there are lots of Arabic and Persian loanwords in Georgia. So salami, I'm guessing that's from salam. I had no idea. House, yes. One of the things about Georgian is that it does the animate-inanimate distinction when it comes to having. Oh, somebody's suffocating. That's not good. We don't want people suffocating. How the hell did you end up there, anyway?
მე ვარ ნუცა სალაძე means I am Nuta Saladze. Then she says 27 years old, which is in Georgian 27 წლის. We don't say 27 წელი, we say 27 წლის. So the word year is in the case where you have to put the ending is. დღეს ვსაუბრობ ჩემს ოჯახზე means today I'm talking about my family. მე მყავს დედა, მამა, პატარა და უფროსი ძმა.
Yeah, one thing that you have to get used to with Georgian is that, see, in so many different languages, the words words for mother and father sound similar. Like even Japanese, it's like mama and papa are like the very informal ways of saying it, like the little kids would use mostly. But in Georgian, mama is father, and deda is mother. Just to confuse people, I guess.
მე მყავს დედა, მამა, პატარა და უფროსი ძმა. I have a mother, father, a younger sister, and an old brother. So პატარა და means just little sister, but she's just calling her in this way. We can also say უმცროსი, which means younger. ჩემი და არის 15 წლის. ჩემი ძმა 30-ის. ჩემი და არის 15 წლის. ჩემი ძმა 30-ის. My sister is 15 years old. My brother is 30 years old. ისინი ცხოვრობენ თბილისში. ისინი ცხოვრობენ თბილისში. They live in Tbilisi. ჩემს ძმას ჰქვია დაჩი. ჩემს ძმას ჰქვია დაჩი. My brother is called Dachi. მას უკვე ჰყავს თავისი ოჯახი. ცოლი და 6 თვის პატარა. მას უკვე ჰყავს თავისი ოჯახი. ცოლი და 6 თვის პატარა. He already მას უკვე ჰყავს has თავისი ოჯახი. His own family. Maybe you know the word misi, which means his. The thing is that if you want to say his own, then it becomes tavisi. Same goes for her own. It's also tavisi. So tavisi is it belongs to the person you're talking about, while misi can be another meaning that maybe we'll mention next time. Tsoli და 6 თვის პატარა, wife and 6-month-old baby. პატარა means little, small, short, and also sometimes it means baby, very little baby. ჩემი და ნატალი დადის სკოლაში. ჩემი და ნატალი დადის სკოლაში. My sister Natalie goes to school. Maybe you know the word midis, which means he goes, she goes, I go, მე მივდივარ. When you're talking about the verb to go, which happens like every day, or it has the frequency like you go to work or you go to church, I don't know, you go to the club every week, or you go to school, kindergarten, instead of the prefix me, you use the prefix da. მე დავდივარ, შენ დადიხარ, etc. So in this case we have დადის. ჩემი და ნატალი დადის სკოლაში. უყვარს მუსიკა, ფოტოგრაფია, წერა. She loves, we're not saying she, but we're just saying loves music, photography, writing. უყვარს მუსიკა, ფოტოგრაფია, წერა. So წერა is writing. ჩემი მშობლები ცხოვრობენ ნატალისთან ერთად. My parents live with Natalie. ჩემი მშობლები ცხოვრობენ ნატალისთან ერთად. So with in Georgian is by adding tan or stan to the word. Like if you want to say with Natalie, you have to add in this case stan to Natalie. And then also you have to say the word ertad. Erti means one, ertad means together. If you don't use the words together, ertad, then it means that the parents are just living at Natalie's home. So Natalie's town or Deda's town means just at mother's place, at Natalie's place. But if you say also ertad, it means that they are just together. It's not that the house belongs to Natalie and the parents are living there. So, ჩემი მშობლები ცხოვრობენ ნატალისთან ერთად. ისინი არიან ექიმები და ამიტომ სულ მუშაობენ. ისინი არიან ექიმები და ამიტომ სულ მუშაობენ. They are doctors and so they are always working. Sul means all the time, always. Sul. Amitom is for this reason, or it can be also the word for so. So they're always working. Mama chemi aris kardiologi da deda chemi dermatologi. Mama chemi aris kardiologi da deda chemi dermatologi. My father is a cardiologist and my mother is a dermatologist. As you see, I'm not using the verb to be anymore because in this way I can avoid to repeat the same words again and again. But instead, how you can repeat the verb, it's about any verb. It's not just about the verb to be. It can be anything. It's just by adding a dash. Like in this case, we're doing it for between mother and dermatologist. Deda chemi dash dermatologist. So it becomes the same verb. We know that there is the same verb, and we're just not repeating the same things. Deda chems akvs tavisi kabineti da qavs ბევრი პაციენტი. Deda chems akvs თავისი კაბინეტი და ჰყავს ბევრი პაციენტი. My mother has her own office cabinet და ჰყავს ბევრი პაციენტი and has many patients. Now I'm gonna read the text just quickly with a normal speed. You can follow it again, and then I will show you the words that were used in this text. Salami, მე ვარ ნუცა სალაძე, 27 წლის და დღეს ვსაუბრობ ჩემს ოჯახზე. მე მყავს დედა, მამა, პატარა და
Okay, I mean, there are things I like about this channel. This isn't this sort of thing. I was kind of curious how they were going to do the reading practice. This is another one I've never seen. Personally, I think more visual aids, more just input, and less explanation. I mean, the way I would do this is actually with pictures. This isn't too complicated a text. I would just illustrate it and go that way. I mean, and really, you can kind of lose the grammar explanation. You pick that up, more from reading than you do from anyone explaining the stuff to you. And accelerated version of all this because I just want to try to understand how a lot of this tech actually works. Okay, Quinn's got a skill point. There we go.
უფროსი ძმა. ჩემი და არის 15 წლის. ჩემი ძმა 30-ის. ისინი ცხოვრობენ თბილისში. ჩემს ძმას ჰქვია დაჩი. მას უკვე ჰყავს თავისი ოჯახი. ცოლი და 6 თვის პატარა. ჩემი და ნატალი დადის სკოლაში. უყვარს მუსიკა, ფოტოგრაფია, წერა. ჩემი მშობლები ცხოვრობენ ნატალისთან ერთად. ისინი არიან ექიმები და ამიტომ სულ მუშაობენ. მამა ჩემი არის კარდიოლოგი და დედა ჩემი დერმატოლოგი. დედა ჩემს აქვს თავისი კაბინეტი და ჰყავს ბევრი პაციენტი. Now I'm going to show you the words that were used in the text. So if you would like to know some new words, you can have a look and you can follow me. The first one is საუბრობ. Საუბრობ means I'm talking. საუბარი, to talk in infinitive. ოჯახი, family. დღეს, today. უფროსი, older. Also it means boss. ძმა, brother. და, sister. ცოლი, wife. პატარა, small, younger, baby. მუსიკა, music. ფოტოგრაფია, photography. წერა, writing. მშობლები, parents. ერთად, together. ექიმი, doctor. სულ, always. კაბინეტი, cabinet or office. პაციენტი, patient. That's all. I hope it was useful. Don't forget to leave the comment if it was useful for you, if you liked it. And see you in the next video. ნახვამდის.
ねえ、私がこの前紹介したあの人どうだった？すごくいい男でしょ。すごくいい男でしょじゃないよ。あの人独身じゃないじゃない。
独身じゃないじゃない。That is See, actually it's nested negation.
あんた頭おかしいんじゃない？ Hi, I'm Kaname. In this video, I'm going to talk about じゃない。
Yeah, okay. See, the thing about Jedi is that it can do all sorts of things. Let's see how, I mean, that was a really good introduction there because that was most of them.
じゃない has multiple functions, not only one function. You might have learned じゃない to make a negative statement, like 嘘じゃない、嘘じゃないよ or 最近掃除してないから私の部屋今あまり綺麗じゃない。 You attach じゃない on a noun or not adjective to make a negative statement. This is one of the very basic grammar of Japanese, so you might have learned this usage of じゃない. But じゃない has other functions as well. For example, you can use じゃない to dismiss a comment of someone, like this. あ、先生、おはようございます。たかしくん、おはようございますじゃないでしょ。
Yeah, see, what janai desho is a way of saying, on the one hand, yeah, you see, the desho indicates you're sort of soliciting somebody's agreement. Like, we both know this is the case, right? Like, おはようございますじゃねえだじゃないでしょ。じゃねえでしょ。じゃないでしょ。It's like, you know that's wrong, right? Like, you know. You should be
ちゃんと
aware.
おはようございますと言いなさい。あ、すいません先生。じゃあ言い直しますね。先生、おっぱいようございます。たかしくん、
おっぱいようございます。
ちょっと今から職員室に来なさい。先生、今の冗談です。冗談ですじゃなくて、いいから今から職員室に来なさい。
Okay. I'm loving the example sentences here.
はい。So one of the usages of this じゃない is to put emphasis
And
that
it's an excellent example. I mean, he's offering some really good examples, and he's doing it in an engaging sort of way. And there's something there for you if you do already speak Japanese as well. This is entertaining. I'm liking it.
what someone had said is not appropriate. あ、部長、おはようございます。待ちました待ちましたじゃないよ、お前。何分待たせたと思っ
Yeah. I mean, you can do this. You can just add a janai. For example, somebody will, if you're having an argument, somebody may say, for example, datte, which means like but you know, despite what you're saying, you say datte janai daro. Like, no, there's no but about it. You know, it is an extremely productive
てんだよ。
expression
今
to
日8
have.
時半集合だって言ったよな。お前もう9時だぞ。え、そうでしたっけ？すいません。そうでしたっけ？すいませんじゃないよ、お前。お前な、時間が守れないんだったらうちの会社辞めてもらうぞ。でも、わざとじゃないんですよ。わざとじゃないんですよ、じゃないよ。
This is good. Okay, I'm loving this. See, I mean, one thing I'm also liking in here is, okay, this is very idiomatic Japanese, and it's very idiomatic English, and I would say the translation is accurate. This is one of the things that was really important for my learning of Japanese, actually, is having idiomatic translations. Because you have to, again, it's the vibe checking. You have to be able to calibrate how you're trying to say it, how you want it to sound, with how you do that in your target language. And with Japanese, understanding that, like, 時間ぐらいちゃんと守れ. Yeah, you know, this literally means 時間ぐらい. It's like saying, at the very least, this is a basic thing that you should be doing. You know, punctuality is just, you know, the very least that can be expected here. ちゃんと means literally properly. Mamoru is to protect or defend, but it's also used in the sense of keeping, like keeping a promise. 約束を守る. You know, so 時間を守る is to protect time, i.e. to, like, be punctual, to be on time. So, 時間ぐらいちゃんと守れ! Like, this is a basic thing you ought to be doing. You know, being on time is a basic thing. Is the idea here. I mean, so, it says, yeah, you should be punctual if you're not a baby. 子供じゃないんだから。お前、子供じゃないんだから。時間ぐらいちゃんと守れ。You know, yeah, I mean, good translation. I quite like this. Date ya neo. Okay, it is about time for me to be wrapping up. So, I am going to just say thank you to anyone who's been watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. US Eastern Time. Do some more Oxygen Not Included. Look at some more language stuff. Talk languages. Anything you want that's to do with languages. And, yeah, if you enjoyed the stream, please consider supporting the stream by joining my Patreon or by sending a tip using the tip command. And this, let me just link it because I'm liking this. This is Kaname Naito. じゃあ、これをチャットに入れて and with that, I am going to just wish you a good evening. I'm gonna probably do something about eating food soon.